So, welcome back. Back, as in, this is literally the first video, so I don't know why I'm saying welcome back, but welcome to the Treehouse Show. And today, I'm just going to talk about my main channel and how the story actually goes and how things actually are. Because, of course, I don't know. Just kind of explaining the lore behind everything that I made up. So, it started out, I don't know, I forgot what year, but it was still in this house. So, I just played with Matchbox cars, pretending that there's some weird idiot, like, in a car, they couldn't, like, see him, and he's just terrorizing people. But that formed into a story that I created. I made up the Treehouse Show. It's about, like, kids. They have a treehouse, of course, in their woods. They live on, like, a roundabout thing in a house, of course, just behind their house was a nice backyard and a woods. The woods had a little path, and the treehouse was in the woods. Yeah, the treehouse was back in those woods, and also really far into the woods, really deep in there, was a trailer house, and they found an old gun, and it had the initials of RJ written on it. Something weird happened. One of the kids stepped in a bear trap, which was really creepy, and whatever, broke his leg off or something like that. But down the road there's the library. It's like a 3-story library, so it's a pretty big library. Just a normal library. Right next door there's a giant wooden fence, and in there was a giant, like, warehouse faculty. It was about 3 or 2 stories tall, and it was just, like, abandoned, and the kids snuck through the fence under it because it was broken, and they found a white Honda something, but just a little car and a van, a white van and a white little Honda car. They were older, so they looked pretty overgrown. But then they explored into they were, like, fooling around. I don't know how they got up to the 2nd story window and climbed in. They climbed in the 2nd story window, and they went. So in the warehouse, it's this classic square warehouse. There's, like, a balcony in there, and in the middle was just, you could look down over into the 1st story from the 2nd story. So they looked down, they saw MM and RJ, which are the people that are crazy. But I'll get to their explaining either in this episode or 2nd or 3rd. But yeah, they looked down, they saw them with the dogs in the cages, and they saw them with the drugs and the crazy stuff. Of course, they were kids, so they didn't really know anything. They just thought it was creepy. They didn't really know how serious it actually was. But then one of MM or RJ, one of them noticed the kids up there, and the kids noticed that they noticed them, and they quickly went down out the window, got out of the fence area, and ran home. But yeah, that's where it kind of formed. There's a lot of stories I actually told, but I didn't write down or anything, so I don't remember them anymore. But that's kind of the lore behind that a little bit. And trying to think of what also happened. Oh yeah, so the thing about the dogs, I'll get deep into it probably in a later episode of this, but the dogs, they stole the dogs. Like, MM and RJ took the dogs from people, and they were usually black labs, or just black dogs in particular, and yeah, they took the dogs, put them in cages, and stole them, and they made a serum that drugged them up, of course, and they got all twitchy, and they got all weird, and it messed with their brains and their bodies. It was kind of like, it's kind of like steroids. It messes you up. And they got all big and strong, but they're strong, but all twisted up in the mind, the dogs. But, I mean, dogs are already twisted up in the mind, but they were even more twisted up in the mind. Yeah, and yeah, they unleashed the dogs that were big and buff and just crazy, and yeah, it ran up. They just ran around terrorizing people, and they actually found one in the woods where the trailer house was, behind their house. They saw it, but, and also, they also saw MM or RJ in the trailer house in the woods, but that's also another one of their things that they saw. And yeah, so those dogs, they just unleashed, and a guy in a Camaro, particularly a Camaro, I don't know why, got his door ripped off by one, his passenger door. The thing lunged. It was night, of course, so he was driving, and the thing lunged at his car and was trying to get it open and get him, but it just ripped the door. He sped off, and it ripped the door off, and he just drove away and called the police, of course. So I need to think, because I don't write down anything, so it's just kind of, just gotta think. That's part of the lore behind it. I'll get into what's actually going on later, but MM and RJ is, they know the identity of the guy. MM, they don't, but RJ is like kind of a henchman type guy. Like, he just helps MM escape and stuff, and MM helps him too, and who knows what happens, but RJ terrorizes. The main thing is just terrorize. It's just fun for them or something. They just terrorize everyone. And RJ loves terrorizing. RJ actually burned down the kids that have the tree house. He actually burned their house down. That way, and then the kids and the family had to move into their neighbor friend's house for a little bit until they built a new one. Hopefully I could bring up some pictures or like some stuff and show you what it's actually the layout of the place. Just think of this. A roundabout, like a campground roundabout thing. Houses, on the outer side, forest, and that roundabout connects together and goes to another intersection where a road goes by. You take this way, the library. This way is the outer town place. That's kind of how it is, if you even got what I was trying to say there, but all I could say is this is just episode 1 of MM and RJ lore. There's gonna be a part 2, part whatever, part million, I don't really know, but that's it. So I hope people are watching this, maybe. And this is just what my MM series is on Fusa Productions. This is the lore behind it. There's a lot more than just recording crap. Cheap junk, low budget. That's what it is, but I actually have a story behind it. I actually have lore. I actually have a big story behind what it is, actually. And I might actually get into it over on my other channel. I'll probably, do stuff. But make sure you check out Fusa Productions and my other videos right up here. And make sure you just subscribe if you want. Dislike this or like it. Not like you would even like this, but whatever, do whatever you want. Free country. And, yeah, that's episode 1 of the MM and RJ lore. This is the Treehouse Show. See you guys later.